Hey Yugi-Tube, Dark Magician of Team Sorcerers here, and it is time once again for a tournament. So yeah, I'll be going off to Tabletop Republic later, and this will actually be the last time I play in a current format tournament. I mean, I'm still happy to play in certain past format tournaments. Maybe I'll give 2.5 a go, I don't know, but regarding normal current format tournaments, once this night is over, I'm just not going to want to do anymore. I'm going to go back into a tournament retirement after this, and this time for good and for real this time. Well, let's be honest, I've done everything I ever wanted to achieve in Yu-Gi-Oh! Tournaments, except of course defeat Jude. It's so annoying that I can never get paired against him, and that's the other thing. I'm just so sick and tired of just never getting paired against him and losing all my games. Alright, yes, I did win one match, just one, with my Yugi Gadget deck, but other than that, I've just lost everything else I played since my return. Ooh, sounds like thunder. It's just so annoying. I feel like I've wasted £34 just to lose pretty much all my games. 7 for the Dead Universe Comics tournament I entered with Ice Barriers, and 9 each for the free Tabletop Republic tournaments I played in. So, yeah, all it was just a complete waste of money. It's just annoying that I wasted that much on just losing games, and that money could have gone towards something else. So it's like, what's the fucking point anymore? It's just not worth it. I mean, you could argue that if I did play meta, then it would be a different story, but I wouldn't touch meta with a stick. Like, even if you offered to pay me, I wouldn't play meta or anti-meta. I'd rather watch paint dry all day long than play a meta deck. Yeah, that's how much I completely disregard it. But anyway, as for what I'm playing tonight, it will be Exodia. Now, even though it was a few days ago, I'm playing Exodia to celebrate the fact that I started playing in tournaments 19 years ago, and this was the deck I played in that tournament. Shame I lost all my games that day, and also when I used my Exodia deck in a tournament back in 2018 to celebrate 14 years since I started playing in tournaments, and rather annoyingly I lost all my games in that as well, especially since I got a couple of really bad matchups, Trickstars and Pendulum Magician. Yeah, thanks to Reincarnation, this deck just auto loses to Trickstars. And that's a big weakness of Exodia. I mean, if any of the pieces go to the graveyard, at least I can recycle them with Pot of Avarice. But if they get banished, I have no way to get them back, and I just auto lose. Whereas Pendulum Magician just does nothing but negate everything, which is bullshit and unfair. Now, I'm not likely to encounter those decks tonight, of course. Knowing my luck, I'll get pitted against the likes of Unchained, Sprite, Cyber Dragon. Yeah, it seems that Cyber Dragon is something that's commonly played there. I mean, there are at least 2 people that play it, Gary and George. And yeah, I just struggled with my Gagagas last time. The only reason I was able to overcome Cyber Dragon Infinity with my gadgets was because of Chimera Tech Mega Fleet. So I have made some changes to my extra deck just for the tournament, and I put all these in just in case I get pitted against Cyber Dragons again. And at least that way I can get rid of Infinity, because I really don't want to deal with that fucker. I also wonder what the odds are that I finally will get pitted against Jude. That would be typical. There is one issue with that matchup, though. I heard that he's currently going to be playing Volcanic Runic. That is not going to be pleasant if I do play against that deck. Now, while I do want to play against Jude and defeat him, Volcanic Runic is going to be a really bad matchup for me. Not just because of the burn cards that the Volcanics have, but also just all the Runic spells, banishing the top 2 or 3 cards of my deck. And like I said, if any of the Exodia parts get banished, then I just auto-lose. So what I've had to do is prepare a side deck to help me specifically counter that deck, or at least try and play around the Runic cards. So I have 3 copies of Chaos Hunter to stop him banishing. I've also got 2 copies of Burial from a Different Dimension, so that way, if any of the pieces do get banished, I can put them back in the graveyard, so I can recycle them with Pot of Avarice, or of course Wee Witch's Apprentice. And I've also got a copy of Pot of Acquisitiveness to put any banished Exodia pieces back in the deck. Then I've got my playset of Evenly Matched to help against, well, pretty much anything I don't want to deal with. Yeah, that should help me against Runic. Although the problem is, if I've got my other side deck card on the field, which I'll show you in a minute, I won't be able to activate it, but other than that, it will just help me out a lot. I mean, I'll probably only use it against the decks that I hate. Volcanic Runic, Flunderies, Cyber Dragon, provided Infinity doesn't negate it, or isn't able to. And Sprite, because I really don't like Sprites anymore, because literally all they ever do is just OTK and use gigantic sprites to make things like Nibiru, Battle Fader useless. Like, why didn't that fucking deck get hit? I mean, probably an unpopular opinion, but I genuinely think Gigantic Sprite should be banned. Like, fuck that card and everything it stands for. Just does too much that doesn't let the opponent play. Sure, it's not a negate, but it doesn't matter. it just counters my anti-OTK cards. The Bureau of Battle Fader. Not that I've been playing Battle Fader and anything lately, well, except Jinzo, but still. Anyway, yeah, there's that. Then there's, of course, there's Imperial Iron Wall, which I've got to specifically counter a few decks. Runix being the main thing, but it's also an anti-Flunderies card. Because I know, obviously, the Flunderies, or at least the little ones, banish themselves if they leave the field and recycle themselves if they get banished, but if they go to the graveyard, then they can't do any recycling. It's just a shame it can't stop M-Pen Riser and Apex Avian, but it's better than nothing. In fact, what would be better against Flu is Summon Limit. I'll shout out to John for just giving me one of these cards, and yeah, they're in odd rarities, just like my copies of Evenly Matched. That's there to specifically counter Flu and Sprite and Cyber Dragons and most decks really. Even Dragon Link. Not that I hate Dragon Link, but I just don't want to deal with Borreload Savage Dragon or Ball End Dragon or Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss, because I assume there's still cards that Dragon Link does play. And not that I hate Borrel End, but it could be a problem. And also, Summon Limit, of course, doesn't hurt me, because I don't summon that many times in a turn with this deck. I mean, if I do perform a Link summon, then I only summon 2 times anyway, but it will absolutely cripple all those annoying OTK decks. The only issue is I don't think Summon Limit will stop Volcanic Runic. Of course, I don't know how many times in a turn they do summon, because obviously I've never played against that specific deck. But we shall see. I'm hoping I can actually win some games, and like winning 2 or 3 would be really nice. Yeah, hopefully I can avoid Sprites, Flunderies, and Cyber Dragons this time. Oh yeah, and Sky Strikers. Forgot about them. I don't know if I've got something that can deal with them, but we'll see if I get the matchup. But hopefully that won't happen, and hopefully I'll get the matchups that I do want, and not the matchups that I don't want. Fingers crossed and touch wood. So yeah, that's pretty much all I got. Thanks for watching, and yeah, stay tuned for tournament games. Ooh, my face is pretty dark, just as while I'm ending the video. See you later, guys.